My Gavanen Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Arachia Gala-Jonathan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we now finally continue on as the Hawks of Gundabad. It has been a little while since I last recorded. I've been just busy, really. As I'm afraid I will likely be over the next 3 weeks. There will be a very distended schedule. I should have warned you last week, really, but I failed to. And so, obviously, last week there was only 2 or 1 episode or something. At the moment, we're waiting for these lot to actually decide whether they're going to attack King Mazog, who is besieging Shedûn. And over here, of course, Khazad-dum the Bloody is heading back to Khazad-dum just to kill this Angmar army and head out. I've seen some suggest that I should now try and barter peace with Angmar and call it a day in the north. But only if Angmar are destroyed will I be able to train the Rudaur units that I so crave. So we are going to push all the way through. What else was I going to say? This week indeed, I think Gundabad now are at a stage where I can very easily do their faction overview, and I hope to do that this week. The first of the new lore videos, if you will. Bugger. I'm not going to fight that, we're just going to lose. The first of the new lore overviews, which is what they'll be called, lore overviews, discussing both the actual lore of each faction and then the Divide and Conquer made-up lore. The first of those I hope to release in the week after Christmas because I have that week off, and so it's very easy to then to do recordings. And I hope to catch up on the missed weeks that we've had here. So that's the plan. Shadow of Mirkwood and Realm of Lothlorien are at war. No surprises there. Khazad-dum the Bloody. Catch them with their trousers down. We could also attack Shedûn. How long? Oh, it's only got 3 more turns. No, we're not going to waste troops trying to attack that. Oh, hello. That's not good. What's the turn number? 39. Bugger. Bugger. Try and recruit them. We can't. We've got no money. I don't know why I'm doing that. But you there. Head on out into the wilderness.
This way.
Athelin! That's our next stop.
Get ready for fighting.
He is coming back, and he can't build any towers because he's running out of money. End the turn! I also need to crack on with the next top 10, which I'm leaning towards doing archers next, and we'll break it down into 2 distinct categories. We'll do probably a top 10 non-elven archers, and then maybe a top 5 elven archers, because the elves are, obviously they have more archers, but the top 10 is basically every elven archer, if I'm not mistaken. So if we cut it down to just 5, it might be a bit better. We're in then. They finally decided they can win. And they've brought a rather large army under Captain Darg. And there's men of Rudaur. You fight on the wrong side, friends. Lay down your arms. There's a strong possibility we won't win this, because our army is made up of a lot of trash. But then so, by the looks of it, is theirs. A lot of Rudaurans. 2 generals. Goodness. Now we can do it. To war. We must defend well and defend for most of the battle. And then we'll be okay. Much is going on behind the scenes. Angmar are pretty much done since the last time I spoke with you all. Their stats need to be looked at and the EDB and stuff set up, but otherwise they're pretty much there. Hummingbird has moved on to Dol Guldur. Oh, look at that. Tell me you can get up on this hill. Yes, you beautiful buggers. Then we shall fight them on this hilltop. Can they get up to this hill? That's the question. Let's hope so, otherwise this is going to be a really boring battle you're about to witness. If I move you to go down there, can you do it? Because if you can, then we're alright, and if you can't, then this is going to be a boring battle. No, you can. Perfect. Right. Hold up, then. Hold up. Pause it. Javelin troops. I want you to come and fill along here. You can't do what I want you to do, can you? No. This is going to be the hardest setup we've had in a long time. This is going to be so horrible. Get a jog on. Yes. Yes. Oh, I also, just speaking of general channel progression, something I discussed with Jessica a little while ago, is that when we reach maybe a number that I deem to be worthy of a video that involves my face again, I may well commandeer her camera and do a Q&A showing you my new house, which is now 6 months in, or however many months it is, along with, of course, my cat and Calumet, first ruling queen of Numenor, and just that kind of general stuff. We'll get some questions and answers going again, because they're nice little videos to celebrate the channel's growth and progression. This hill is actually maybe not going to help us as much as I want it to, because the setting up on this hill is proving to be a challenge. Oh, and the wargs are going to be basically useless. Get you right out of the way. Take those with you. And we can charge them through at certain times. Certain intervals. There we are. Everybody run. Apologies, it's going to be a bit jarry. There's so many units on the battle map. And no matter how powerful my computer is, and rest assured, she's a beauty, the game simply just cannot handle this kind of level. Oh, there's orcs dying in the field. Oh, you'll be pleased to know that this model, as you saw in the Gundabad overview, is the one that the elite wargs of Angmar uses. So that specific model is still in the game. Obviously, that unit type is not. There's goblins? There's goblins on wargs. There's goblins on wargs there. We're pretty much in position. Enemies coming in from all over, as our archers pepper them as they run down that hill. I don't know where they're going. We know that they can reach us, so we don't have to worry about the game like breaking or anything like that. Snow orcs. Oh, it only keeps them in grouped position for the first one you do it for. Come at me, scum. I've said scum too many times again. A gentleman wrote a comment this very evening, just to give you a little tidbit on the wonderful comment section, saying that he hopes the next version of this mod will actually be good, because up until now it's been pretty shite, if you'll pardon the French. And that just made me laugh. That made me laugh so much. The thing that made me laugh about it was that if he was trolling, it was a relatively passable attempt. But if, as I suspect, he was actually speaking truthfully, then what possible level of feedback does he think that actually is? Now that the wargs need new sprites. As S.H.I.E.L.D. will constantly bang on about. I don't know if any of you remember S.H.I.E.L.D. And his multiplayer edit mod. You can't find it at the moment because he deemed it necessary to include Divide and Conquer in his install, which is against the terms of service of Mod DB and Total War Center. And I brought that to the attention of the moderators of both of those websites, and thus his project was removed. Until he removes DaC from his download. But anyway, he took a massive fall with Divide and Conquer because we hadn't changed the sprites of enough of the units, and he saw it as a huge failing of the mod. But I shouldn't use these episodes to just moan about people, to be honest. I should speak of those who are supportive of Divide and Conquer, which is many of you, all of you really. And to you, we thank you. Right, it looks like they are actually going to start coming up the hill. Our javelin troops stand ready to pepper those that come. In fact, actually, don't fire at will yet. Wait until they get real close, so we get more than one unit in the attack. Also, archers, what are you doing? Don't shoot the unit that's walking up the hill at us. Our units stand ready over there to rush down if they ever climb this hill. They're routing before they've even gotten to the top. Alright, javelin troops, now release! Come on. Yes. Yes! Rain upon them! As they climb this almost sheer cliff face. 6 8-foot wooden stakes are thrust upon them. I think this is going to be a slaughter, if I'm honest. Move the first unit up. As they get near us, they rout, but then they'll turn around and rally. They almost certainly will. Right, you guys are finished, so we can move the next ones into a better position. Is that only 2 units? Yeah. You guys run up there. You guys take their position. Someone's shooting back at us. Oh, Angmar bodyguards are coming. Come on, keep at it, keep at it. Let's get the scouts out of the way as well. We don't want anyone... We don't want people getting shot who don't need to get shot. Although we should really leave the javelin troops in, to be honest. They can still attack the enemy even when they're in position. Hang on, what's happening over here? Scum. I've said it again. We shall move our great and noble leader. Ah, the enemy's captain comes. And he will be met with pale uruks. They will slaughter those wargs. Oh, there he is. It won't be long. More of them appear to be going that kind of way, though. We've got javelin troops over there, have barely thrown any. And down one of the enemy generals goes. What are we on? Only 17% of them have died. They're just constantly routing and then returning to the fray and then routing and then returning. Ah, but the enemy is coming that way now. We'll send the skirmishers over. Move into position atop the hill. Why won't you go there? Payload, stand behind. Speed it up again. Just as our army arrives. And they rout before they even get near them. Jesus, what is this madness? Move closer, move closer. Go for it. Charge them in. Come on, throw the javelins. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Oh, look at this. They're regrouping. They're finding their feet. Go for it. Hold them on that hill. As the banner of Gundabad waves in the breach. And the banner of Angmar tries to claim the hill. They won't, of course, for we shall throw all of these men of trash into them. Can you guys go over there? Yes. Yes! Follow suit. Come along. I was browsing Reddit today, and I came across an article in what looked like to me a magazine, but the American users on the forum were calling it a newspaper, and it suggested that Prince Harry and his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, had usurped the throne. I thought it was very funny. I hadn't realised that in America, certainly as this article proved, and one previously as well, that suggested that the Queen had decided to make Meghan Markle Queen of England, I hadn't realised that you had publications in America that pretended to be news outlets and in fact just told blatant lies. Now, in England, we have things that are suggestive and then incorrect once you read them.
Very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Someone will say something, the newspaper will take it hilariously out of context, but from a certain angle, the title is correct, and that's how they get away with it. But the title suggesting that Harry had usurped the throne is just blatantly incorrect and a complete lie. And interestingly as well, it seems that perhaps then the American people are more interested in low, minor royal gossip than we are over here. But then I suppose if you don't have something, and you certainly don't want it, then you're more likely to find it a little interesting and bemusing. Whereas, of course, we've had the royal family now hundreds of years. Brief interlude in the 1600s, and then returned again, of course. And so to us, they're very much just a staple part of life. And we keep up with their major events, but we don't keep up with their everyday lives. Not at all. But this publication made it seem as though perhaps the certain peoples in America do wish to keep up with their everyday lives. I just thought it was rather interesting. And it was an hilarious title. And hilarious. Oh, the bodies of the dead wargs. I always feel very unsure about doing these episodes whereby my army just kind of fights while I do nothing. I'm dreadfully concerned that these are going to be terribly dull. I'm surprised at how easily the enemy has capitulated, though, I have to confess. And all of this running backwards and forwards isn't doing anything for their A, morale, or B, fatigue. So we are slaughtering them at the moment. I mean, not an absolute whitewash, but they're coming and going so often that it's just turning into an easy victory. Tell you what we can do, actually, is just to shake things up. Let's get the wargs over here, and let's get them into the battle. Well, we can't do 6 times because it actually goes slower than normal. We should be able to do 2 times.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I send the wargs in. They're relatively replaceable. And we can actually start routing, or we can start chasing down some of these routing fellows. As soon as we hit them, they'll flee. Look at the wargs streaming over the cliff. Go for it. Capture as many as you can. Let's just start racking these numbers up and ending this. Ah, the Angmar bodyguards aren't going to be routing anytime soon, though. We've always got to contend with them. Should be able to get to 3 times speed, maybe. Yes.
Only half the enemy
still not really enjoying it, is it? Look, there's some goblin archers over there. Charge into them. See how that gets you. Send the rest down. Seeing us issue forth from the mountains may... Don't go near the bodyguard yet. We might be able to actually get the buggers to route properly now. I'm hoping that by the wargs just kind of running into them, they'll... we'll get proper routing. You there, go and get those Angmar bodyguards. Tie them up.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They
Yeah.
have lost half their men.
It is pretty much over. It's only the bodyguards fighting on. We don't really want to get the wargs caught. The wargs caught with them. The wargs caught with them.
General. That'll teach the cowardly dog to turn tail and run.
What are we on now? Now we're getting there. Now it's ranking up. Keep going.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Come on, capture more. Malgash, whoever he is dead. Captain Gristhak died some time ago. Wargs. There you go, there's 80 goblin archers over there. Or 73 snagger stalkers, take them. There's 103 snagger stalkers there. Now we should be able to speed out. Yes! Continue on until there's nothing left. As many as can be caught. We introduced the wargs at the perfect moment there, didn't we? But then I often find that these more, shall we say, tactically superior decisions make for a much more boring battle. Because nothing happens. There's no risk, there's no intrigue. Oh, look at that. That's absolutely horrible. Let them walking in amongst them. There we are. Let's call it that. Heroic victory. 252 losses and countless thousands of Angmarim are dying beneath our feet in a famous victory. 197 kills of Snow Orc Scouts. Would you like to have a guess at what you think that is an image of? To the circular theme, the homely theme, the breeches, and the teapot specifically, with the larger gentleman, must give it away. I mean, there isn't a soul watching who doesn't know what that is, let's be honest. Adrian von Ziegler once again providing the backdrop for our most famous victory. Oh, that's a lot of money. They don't have the money. Thus, they must die. Oh, please don't tell me you've frozen. You have, haven't you? Oh, sometimes it does this and it's so annoying. Oh, there's nothing I can do to speed it up. It doesn't like freeze. It just kind of wigs out. So we're going to have to load up the battle and we're going to have to auto-win, and let's hope that we do as well as we just did. We should do. Auto-win does give you some losses, but normally it's in about the same sort of area as a heroic victory, which that was. Now that is an image of Glorfindel leaping off of the cliffs on the escape from Gondolin to ensure the final defeat of a Balrog that chases the refugees of the fallen city. And one of the reasons why he is sent back for his heroic deeds. Auto-win defender. Oh no, you scum! Oh, that's so annoying. And their generals didn't die, did they? Of course they bloody did. We lost twice as many as we did when we just controlled it ourselves, and we killed significantly less. But there's nothing we can do. Oh, we just got Bolg's champions. Are you kidding me? That's excellent. Now, the camera appears to have sped up. I think. It wasn't that fast before. That's quite annoying, to be honest. Well, the generals did die because they were both in the city, so we know they are dead. But,
no sleeping here. Listen up. Get ready for
no, we don't want to move them out. Can't actually retrain anything. Can't actually do out, really. Other than we want to try and get those Bolg's champions.
Fighting.
Well, no, ideally we want to try and move an army over and take the Grey Mountains, but it's probably acting as a buffer. So we should hold off on any events, any attempts to retake. Oh, those are training, that's good. Gundabad, can you train anything? Oh yes, look at that. I will take your elite snow units, thank you. Chuck them in when you get them. Build your tower, yeah.
Objective complete.
Move along. Build you another one.
Objective complete.
Go over there and build me another one. Let's see if they siege Shedûn or if they head back to Khazad-dum. I'd quite like them to attack in Khazad-dum again so we can kill them off without having to fight the abhorrently large garrison that the town gets, that the city gets. Sorry, I've been on the edge of coughing this entire video. I've just jumped out of the shower after playing football for the evening. Performed very well, you'll be pleased to know. Got some cracking saves. And I foolishly applied deodorant in an enclosed space and basically just breathed it all in. And now the back of my throat has been tickling this entire video, and I stupidly didn't get a drink of water before recording.
Come on! Objective.
Alright, what have they done?
We have the perk. We've destroyed the enemy.
They've boogered off. Right, we've got space to ship the units over. I want to take your best.
Come on!
Your best and your brightest.
Pick your feet up. Come on!
We'll hold in Shedûn until that army can arrive. We don't need another spy.
Get ready for
You're going to come back and help assault there. Mirkwood and Lothlorien. Oh, that same message, of course, yes. I really do feel like the zoom has sped up.
Listen up. Pick your feet up.
Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That is really, really frustrating. Even with those proper roads, we can't get into that fort in one go. Oh, and we're losing money with those units
No
outside.
sleeping here.
As soon as we get Khazad-dum back, though, we'll be back in the money. I will likely do this episode, and then hopefully 2 Ardanaim episodes, and then the Gundabad overview. I'm not sure about next week. Of course, the week after that is then the week of Christmas, which will be very disjointed indeed, because, of course, I won't record on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. I won't record on Christmas Eve, probably. So, although I am relatively free the weekend before Christmas, so I might be able to do one then. I mean, it's something of a tradition now. I've uploaded a video on Christmas Day so far, both of the Christmases that I've been on YouTube. In Ladris and the Andrin Valor allies, and it would feel wrong to not do that again. So I hope to do that.
No sleeping here.
That'll be able to hold them. We're only losing 300.
We have completed an listen up.
Oh bugger! So frustrating.
Horrid tongue, if I must.
Let's try and lure them into a siege. I'll take everything except I'm not interested in 33 of them, 74 of them, 34 of them, or 90 of them. We'll leave that lot as the garrison. Have we got a radar to count? No. Shame. We can't build anything anyway.
Get ready for fighting.
Let's see if they assault.
Completed an
Oh, trade increase. Ah. One of our generals, who's got a ridiculously long name, Marauder Chief Gerzog, Conqueror of Khazad-dum, has gained a trait. We to tackle another end turn. We are closing in, of course, on the end of today's episode. I am essentially just seeing out the clock at the moment. I'm not seeing out the clock per se. I'm not going to attack Khazad-dum because they get, even without a garrison building, they get 5, 6 or 7 garrison troops as standard, which is just needless death on our part. And I know, excuse me, sorry, finally caved. I know that you want to see the Khazad-dum battle map, but I'm not about to forego our current army in the north just to see it. Imladris and Angmar have declared a truce. Angmar have managed to get a truce. Oh, no way. Where's their backup? Do it. Oh, look, even better than doing the auto win.
We've destroyed the enemy.
That's good, though, because we did need a bit more money back. We're absolutely hemorrhaging money. Oh, look, we can get Rudau units. I haven't got any money for it, but we can. I'm not sure where to go next. Oh, there's an army at Angsul, bugger, and Khazad-dum.
No sleeping here.
I mean, I think we should... Imladris are unlikely to break out. But so Angmar have got this region. I don't know if they've made it to Amun Sul, and they've got more of a Tarf. But then if we take that one, we won't have any threat from the east, because the Anduin are over it. I don't know them. The Anduin will be a... I don't know where to go. Break into Athelin.
Kill them all. Objective.
Shedûn will be alright. Khazad-dum's only got 4 more turns. We do need it, though, because our money is about to run out. And we're about to be attacked in Angsul, so we'll try and divert their attention to Athelin and cut deep into the enemy's lands. Hopefully the Northern Dunedain will leave us... we're going to be in a real 4 and 8 soon. 2 and 8. We're going to have the Dwarves of Eredluin knocking on our door. Northern Dunedain might be getting a little bit boisterous sooner or rather than later. This might be... The Anduin may go through Goblin Town and attack us on our southeastern side. And any day now, I think the Dwarves are going to get Dane's Halls. It won't hold out as a rebel region for that much longer. So soon our decisions will not be as...
Completed an objective.
Our hand will be forced, shall we say.
I'm gonna sketch you.
Chief Hunvorn comes for Khazad-dum. Only 3 more turns till Khazad-dum falls, that's right. We've got a sort of army-ish in the Heartlands, but that is where I am going to end today's episode before I I like to keep them about 30 minutes. I do hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and I do hope that you are looking forward to the Gundabad overview and the Ardenheim episodes that will follow much later on in this week. The next episode won't be recorded until Thursday, and you probably watched this sometime between Monday and Tuesday, depending on when I set it to go up. So the next video won't be live until either Thursday evening or Friday itself. So, and then it's going to be an end-heavy week. But hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you're enjoying the channel despite my terrible scheduling. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. But until we speak again, dear friends, Nevair Neden Perimad Melunin, and farewell.